What's up, everybody? What's up? History for Foos.
You got yourself a
Here we
little,
go.
oh, nice. Little intro here for the History for Foos. Just chilling to the melodic beats of Felipe Esparza and the Esparza 5. Welcome to the new podcast, folks.
I know what you're thinking. There better not be a history of percussion because he had no beat.
Well, it's better than what I could do with that thing.
Break it with your big fingers.
Okay, let's calm down a minute here, all right? Let's take it easy on my fingers. Here, let me see that. All right, welcome to the podcast.
Imagine, bro, being like there's guitar comics, but nah, man, you're a bongo comic. And now you got like impersonations. The People's Court. Today's case is about a girl who never got her quinceañera dress. We'll be right back with, hey, I'm 17 now.
It works. I think.
Imagine, man, if the P. Diddy case would have been settled on the People's Court and P. Diddy would have not had a receipt for all that oil. Case closed, no receipt.
That's it.
Because in the People's Court, if you have the receipt, you win the case.
You win
bro.
the case.
Like, we have a case of a woman here that was beaten by her husband with a bat. And he says, that's not my bat. And where are the receipts, bitch?
Right, and if he doesn't have the receipts.
What's up, man? History for Fools. Butch Escobar right here. Shout out to Andy Reese, world boxing heavyweight champion of the world.
What's up?
And people say, man, he lost the second fight, but it's okay, man. When you're first, you're first. You can't take that away from anybody. When you're first, you're first. Also, man, I haven't seen a lot of movies lately. I haven't seen Foos, the Joker movie. I haven't seen it, but I did see. No, I haven't seen much of anything, bro. I haven't been to the movies. I've been doing a lot of traveling, but I did show at the Comedy Store last night.
How was that?
It was good, bro. It was with Jeremiah Watkins. Comedy on the spot. So you go on stage.
That was in the belly room, right?
In the Belly Room, bro. The
Small
Belly
room,
of the
yeah.
Beast. It was so small.
It must have been so packed in there.
It was so small, bro. You could hear a comedy career drop.
Mine.
Bro, you could see a lot of hopefuls.
Yes.
Well, I opened up the show, man, because they tell you, like, they throw out subjects. So, Jeremiah's a very good comic. He used to be the saxophone player of Kill Tony, by the way.
Okay.
He's a good saxophone player and a good actor.
Okay.
Because I thought he was totally drunk as hell when he was there, like, falling.
Right.
But he was all faking it.
Really?
I think he's Mormon. He don't drink at all.
Oh, wow.
So all his stories end with, I went home after everybody took off. Were you one of those people that will stay to the end of any get together? Because I used to hang around with people, like comedians at the end of the show. Like, I don't know if they still do that. I'm married, so, I get a show with my wife. So that's a good excuse to not hang out with a bunch of people and they just take off.
Right.
Plus, we got 2 dogs to take care of, man. But when I was like a young comic, I would be like, dude, 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning
Staying
with
until
3
the end.
comics. No drugs, bro. No, nothing's keeping us up. Just a coffee and a conversation about
Bullshitting, yeah.
bullshitting.
I think when I first started.
You did it. You're one of those.
Yeah. When I first started, like me and Chris Dorn, we used to hang out at what was the name of that place?
A steak place.
Yes. What was the name of that place? Anyway.
A steak place in San Francisco,
Yeah,
right?
it was in San Francisco. It was a steak sandwich shop. And Grub Steak.
Grub Steak.
And we used to just chill in there. And it was 24-hour back in the day. So we wouldn't go home till like 3, 4 in the morning just goofing off.
That place, when you guys were going there, it was everybody had like cops, transgenders,
It
everybody.
was,
Just
yeah, it was
a
all, it was
mixture
like
of the
it was a mix of
party
people that
crowd,
came in
huh?
and out because there's only like so many 24-hour joints. San Francisco is not a big a city as Los Angeles. And so there's only so many 24-hour joints that you could go to and hang out. And especially just for the weird and crazy, and that was it. And comics was like, is the thing is like comics were sometimes the most normal looking people in that restaurant, you know, like so you can't tell us a little bit from the rest, but
And then comics on the road are at hanging out late look different from comics who are at home hanging out late.
oh my god, yeah,
Because when you're at home, you're hanging around with like your peers, like probably like whoever you started with. And when you're on the road, you're hanging around with the top veteran of comedy
right.
who has like 25 years in and an opener who just started and you're in between.
Yeah.
So it looks like, who's that over there? I don't know, man. I can't really, like if a cop was looking at them, he's looking at them and go, I don't know, man. There's a kid who looks,
Right.
he looks 16 and 35 at the same time. Martin
Hilarious,
Rizzo.
dude, yes.
And there's an older dude. Oh man, Chuck Bartel.
Right.
Then there's a Viking with them, Butch Escobar.
That's the thing too, man. Is I notice when we're on the road, we're kind of in our own world. Like I'll notice just parts like, well, because we talk about this when we were talking about Rodrigo getting kicked off the airplane, but we will have a whole conversation in line. You'll be at the front, like Rodrigo will be in the line next over, and I'll be at the back, and Riz or whoever's with us. We're all talking to each other like fucking no one's there. And we're having this conversation, and we get on the plane, and we continue the conversation. And it's very funny because also, like, when we go to, like, to eat at night, like, we're laughing, we're having a good... And it's like, sometimes it's like this quiet diner in the middle of nowhere in Kansas or whatever. We're just dying, dude. We're just making the most noise, you know? And I do wonder sometimes if people are like, what the fuck is up with those guys? They
I know.
look like they belong together.
Like sometimes, like people don't know what we are till somebody recognizes me,
Right.
Or a truck driver happens to be Latino.
Right.
We went to I think it was Rhode Island. It must have been Rhode Island. We picked up the rental car, and we went to this donut shop that's famous in that town.
Okay.
Remember that donut shop we went to?
Yes,
it was popular in that donut, and they had like donuts that were called crawlers.
Yes, crullers.
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 I thought they were called crawlers.
I think they're something like that.
Crullers.
Yeah. I remember that. You know what I remember? The one that I remember the most is when we were in Boston, and we ended up in that donut shop.
That's the shop I'm talking about.
Is that what you were talking about?
Boston, yeah.
Yeah, no, we were in Boston.
And it was all cops and construction city workers.
But for a minute, bro, no one knew who you were. And everybody that walked in was like, what the fuck? And so this is a thing that I would hear and ignore, because one of the things that people always tell me, oh, when you go to Texas or the South, it's going to be super racist. I did not experience that. I experienced tinges of it, but I did not experience someone outrightly staring at me or looking at me. Or when you go this place, it's going to be stereotypical. When people said that Boston was like a racist San Francisco, I just completely dismissed it every time. Until we're sitting in this fucking donut shop in the, like, what, 2 in the morning, bro? 1 in the morning?
1 in the morning.
And everybody's staring at us like, what the fuck are these guys doing here? And I notice everybody in the place is white.
And we were laughing, too.
We're laughing loud. We're being obnoxious, dude. And all of a sudden it comes back to me. Boston is a racist San Francisco. And I'm like, oh, no, dude. But almost immediately, someone walked in.
Yeah.
Because it started to get tense. Someone was like, what are you guys doing here? Or started asking us questions, I think. And then that guy walked in and was like, hey, bro, I love your comedy. I was like, thank God, bro. Because that was like so weird.
Hell yeah. That guy was a construction worker. He worked for the Department of Water and Power of whatever that town is.
Yeah, dude, that was It was a weird night. The cops were in there.
A lot of state troopers.
Yeah, sanitation. There's
also, man, we look. Also, man, like if you look at the way I am, right? I have long hair, and I'm pretty much assimilated into like American and Mexican culture in America. Like
Right.
I know the fucking American culture and Mexican culture mixed together. So and then with the way I talk, you could tell that I'm someone that can hold his own and been places.
Right. Absolutely.
And so Butch is there too, man. The way he looks, and then Rodrigo just huge, right? We look huge, bro. Like he looked like Albanian to them, you know, like. Like he looks, I don't know, you know what it looks like? It looks like here's this guy who's Albanian or Lebanese.
Right.
Who's trying to get these two feuding bikers to not to fight anymore. Because we're sitting opposite.
He's our attorney.
Because me and Butch are not sitting together. I'm sitting opposite to him. And it looks like we're trying to out loud each other inside the place.
Yeah.
But Rodrigo looks like the guy from the Godfather of fucking Providence.
It's hilarious. I work in sanitation.
Sanitation. Because he gets the little gray hair coming to the sides.
Right.
Now.
Well, he's got the hair, and then he wears those glasses. Like,
he's a waist 38.
that
too.
are like from the 50s. And like, he fucking he looks like
you put a lot of focus on his
appointed attorney.
You put a lot of focus on his glasses. He had those glasses like a little kid. He has those like a little kid riding onto the cops, and he had these glasses, sir, from the 50s. I think they're X-ray vision.
He has like serial murder glasses.
Yeah, like he should be in a movie called Losing It.
Yeah. The sequel to Falling Down.
Him and Brian Holtzman meet up.
Ah, bro, that's so fucking funny, dude. Hi, Rodrigo.
But it was rare to find a donut shop open that late in the East Coast because donuts open real late. It's kind of like a West Coast
Dude,
thing.
what the fuck? That was a weird thing about Boston. It was not a lot. We went there because there was no 24-hour places to go hang out.
And that parking, they haven't put white lines on that parking lot since they built that place, huh?
Bro, that thing's on the side of it's practically on the fucking freeway, dude. The thing was, too, is we paid like $50 to get there.
And it was one way, huh?
Yeah.
I thought we had to rent a car.
Oh, we did get a rent a car. That's right. Never mind. I'm thinking about something else. I do, but I just remember that it was so fucking far. Like, it was super far.
It was one of those places, bro, where for them, drinking Starbucks would be a selling out.
Yes. No, bro. This was not.
No corporate coffee for me.
There was like garbage.
But I work for a
trucks.
corporation under union rules.
It was one of those parking lots that would look like if there was not a donut shop in there, you would be like, oh, that's a used tire spot.
It looked like that donut shop that guy from Goodfellas was going to buy Danishes for his wife before they put an ice pick in his head. Hey, you think they have Danishes there? They have Danish there? Yeah, man. Did you hear about those points we were trying to shave off?
Yeah, dude.
You never shut the fuck up. Comment when you get rid of the body. Hey, let's chop up the body. Oh, chop up the body right here, right now. No, right now, you dumb motherfucker. Warm up the car. Warm up the car for what? Little by little, Jimmy was trying to get rid of himself from everybody involved in the Lufthansa heist.
That's great.
Bum, 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 bum,
Did we do Lufthansa? Did we end up doing
we did the Lufthansa.
We did the Lufthansa heist. Okay.
Yeah, man. So, how was your weekend?
It was good. I hung out with my girl a little bit. I did some research on the biker stuff we're working on. But what about you?
Well, man, me and Ray and Lisa, we went to San Antonio, Texas, to do the fucking.
Oh, did you do the big show with Frankie Quinones and
the Good, Bad, and the Ugly?
The Good, Bad, and the Ugly show, dude. How was that?
Yeah, man. It was first of all, Dioro showed up, and he with I started DJing, bro. And then they had fans, bro. They were his fans showed up. Like I thought they were gonna show up.
Really?
Because they love his music. There was a lady holding a flag that had a Oro on it.
No way!
Yeah, man.
Wow.
It was no joke. And then
That sounds great.
Frank Quinones went up on there, bro, being with out of character, just being Frankie to host.
Great.
And he did his thing, bro.
Great comedian.
He got off. He brought up Rene Vaca, and Rene Vaca ripped it, bro. Like his fans were there for him.
Ripped it.
Bro, they were trying to grab his leg. And he got off, did well, did his time. I think he did like 15 minutes. And so did Ken Flores, went up right after him.
Did Ken murder it?
Murdered it, bro.
Murdered it.
Because it was a great show because there was 8,500 people there. It was over 8,000 people, bro. And it felt like, you know what it felt like? It felt like that place where Johnny Cash performed, where it was like a place that used to be, that's used for live basketball game in the 50s.
Like
and
an
70s.
arena, or like a real arena.
Yeah, it was a Freeman Arena, right?
Freeman Coliseum.
Freedom Coliseum, and it was beautiful. It was a Coliseum, bro.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it was round, bro, but they fixed it up for the comedy show, dude.
Man,
they put chairs in the front. Man, it was. Oh, this was when Ken was up.
Is that the largest you've ever done?
Hell yeah, headline.
Whoa,
hell yeah,
bro.
Sold out. Dude. There was no.
Yeah, no, I know.
There was no tickets to bear together. Like
deal.
you can't say, man, can I get a ticket, man? You're gonna sit way in the back. Well, how about my wife? Yeah, her too, but not next to you. But so dude, it was packed, man. There was 2 big monitors on stage, bro. Big ones, so you could see Ken in his full life.
Oh, man.
Like his expressions, and everything, bro. 'Cause I was worried about that. How are the people going to see this?
Right, yeah,
but
yeah.
Outback, the touring people I'm touring with.
Right.
They had big screens, dog. So, and they were in the sound, and they had these 2 guys in the back. They were working the monitor. So they had little squares. So whenever they want to focus on something, they'll put it right here on his face or his body. And both guys working the monitors for Outback, they're used to doing this because one of them worked on Bert Kreischer's Fully Loaded tour. So he did the monitoring in his big arena show.
Oh, so he knows exactly what's up.
Yeah, and the other one did Nate Bagatz.
Dope.
So yeah, man, it was big.
Wow.
It was like a big production, bro.
This is a big deal.
I was like, what? And then Ray did all the videoing, bro, and
good job, Ray.
I gave
Ray's our sound and engineer over here. He's our producer.
I gave everyone on the show a pair of Nikes Air Force 100s, and they were all designed with a logo of our show.
No,
so
way.
it had Nike written in dirt color, like a cowboy days, all dusty, and in the front it had all. On the tongue, it had all our faces, the good, bad, and the ugly.
That's fucking dope.
So everybody got some. He videotaped the whole thing. And they came with a baseball card with their face on it.
That's fucking rad.
To let everybody know these are the only legit ones. It was made by Nicodemus. What's another guy name, right? Nicodemus. The guy from Roseville, California.
Oh, nice. Here we go.
Shout out to Kixodamis, bro. Look, he made everyone a nice card. Look, check that out.
Oh, that's dope.
Put it on my QVC.
You could get this right now within the next 30 minutes. That's fucking rad, bro.
And bro, look at the shoe.
Oh,
the Air Force 100. Look at right here, bro. It has everybody's on it.
That's wow. That's dude.
And it has Felipe Esparza right here, bro. The good, bad, and the ugly. And you know what, man?
Look at this.
They might not wear it, but it's a nice collection.
Like this burnt, like sunburst type thing, dude. That's pretty dope, man.
Yeah, bro. Like they made it like cowhide.
Yeah.
So everybody I got everybody everybody on the show a shoe like this.
Man.
Trust me, man. It was an amazing show, bro. And then after Ken Flores got off, Ralph Barbosa went up, bro. He put on a cowboy hat, and they lost their goddamn mind.
Oh,
bro.
yeah, I bet, bro.
He did a tight 20, bro, and all the all the chicks were screaming like he was one of the Jonah brothers, or he was one of K-pop. Like they were screaming. You know how they say that like he's what you know Ralph Barbosa, bro. It's not just like a great writer and a great comedian, and now a good friend of mine. He's also has the it factor, bro. Like even if everybody were to kill that night,
right?
All the people who are his age, they see him as the something to look up to, you know?
Right? Yeah,
They
for
feel
sure.
proud, you know. They
Bro,
feel
he's
like
so natural.
part of my peers, bro. Like it's for a good example of this is this when they taped Def Jam, we had a guest called D Militant, Daryl Middleton.
Mm-hmm.
He said they all did Def Jam, but at the end of the show, all the chicks, they all ran to Chris Tucker, bro. And it goes, everybody was like, he didn't have the best set, but they knew right away, man, this other guy was gonna be the star.
Right.
And then when you see Ralph, you go, oh shit, his star quality matches his comedy.
He has that it factor.
Yeah. Not like me, bro. It took me years.
Well, yeah.
Well,
I think that's the thing. I think there's like natural gifted talent, and then I think there's people who have to work at it but are just as good.
And there's also people who are not focused.
Right. Absolutely.
Like people who have all that too, but they'll have obstacles. Like they might trip over a line of coke, you know, or slip on from PCP.
Yeah.
Or or they might fall down and not wake up for radio.
Right.
And you're gonna come back at the end of the night for a free meal at the club because your flight's the next day.
Yeah, bro.
In San Antonio, but I'm back, baby. So after Ralph went up, I went up, man, and then like, if you know what's funny? I took me and Ray, we took a video of me like this, holding myself like this, like one of those like fucking Dewey Cox.
Yeah.
It's your time, Dewey.
Right.
So then I went up there, bro, man, with my fucking my tennis shoes that my niece Michelle Esparza and her husband bought me.
Nice.
They were Towlees, bro.
The Tally shoes.
Yeah,
you showed me
bro.
those. Those things are fucking dope, dude.
So I went up on stage, bro. I did like a solid 45 of new material that I'm working on for my 6th special. And most of the material I did for my new special, Raging Fool. You heard some of the jokes from Raging Fool last night. But yeah, man, it was good, bro. Oh, man. But yeah, man, it was great. Great comedians, bro. Great show. So we said, take a good night. The Euro started performing while people were leaving and shit. So then we all had an encore. We all ran out. And then there was a lot of fans, bro, like, sign this, sign that, sign here, sign there, sign my boobs. So
nice.
I started grabbing people that were not huge on stage, bro.
Right. Just
like people
up.
that if they were to get crazy on stage, you could knock them out with a win, bro.
People you can handle.
Like if I could lift you with one arm, you're not a threat up here.
Right, yeah.
So I grabbed this one girl only because she was wearing a vintage yellow El Pato shirt.
Wow.
So I grabbed her ass, boom. Then I grabbed another girl, boom. Then I grabbed another little fool, boom, boom, boom. Then fool started just jumping on stage. Right?
Uh-oh.
Like chaos.
Uh-oh.
Chaos.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if you know this lady named Nurse Letty.
Uh-uh.
She's a big fan, Nurse Letty.
Uh-huh.
She's 60, bro. She got herself up there.
Wow. Yeah, totally.
Clarify. You pulled the girl up on stage. You didn't grab her ass.
I didn't.
No, you said I grabbed her ass.
No, I grabbed her ass like a yeah.
Right, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even catch that, but I knew what you were saying.
Well, yeah, I grabbed her. I grabbed the girl up on stage.
Just for the record,
I didn't grab her ass up on
Felipe
stage.
Esparza did not sexually harass anybody.
Nah. So, plus, I was gone. I got off the stage because there was a lot of people, bro.
Yeah.
So then I just started leaving, after I started all the chaos.
Yes,
So and then
that.
someone threw Ralph on the audience. He started crowd surfing.
No way.
And then Kenny took a dive. Rene Vaca, bro, yeah, man, he ain't the lightest person in the world.
I was gonna say he's not.
So,
yeah.
Besides Ken Flores and Chris Estrada, I forgot Chris Estrada went up, bro.
Oh,
he went up
yeah.
first. Chris Estrada, bro.
Chris Estrada fucking went up there and murdered
So Chris
him.
Estrada, bro, and Rene Vaca, I would say Rene's heavier,
Right.
So Rene threw himself on stage on the audience. He was crowd surfing, bro.
Oh my God.
I was gonna
that's
go
hilarious.
up. I was gonna throw myself up to 2, bro. But I'm always concerned, man. Like, do I have shit in my pants?
Right.
I don't want to be crowd surfing and go, and then someone they don't want to carry me no more. Or I might have toilet
They
paper.
drop you.
Or I might have toilet paper sticking out. I'm always thinking like the bad shit. Or my
Like a
teeth
shit
might,
stain back
or
there.
or someone might flip me over. Then my fake teeth fall off.
Right.
Or
Did someone hand
or
that
somebody
back to
grabs me real hard from my beard, and then their hands get my ink.
Right.
My dye in their fingers.
Yeah. I get you.
Yeah, anyways, man. What's up, History for Foos podcast? We're here talking about today about a big war that went down in Quebec. And I've been to Quebec, and I looked for the culprits. I couldn't find them. They were all gone.
They were all gone.
Yeah, man. And back in the day, man, we're talking about the war between the Hells Angel and everybody in Quebec.
Pretty much, dude. Pretty much.
Which started off when Hells Angels and the Bandidos and the Outlaws, right?
Outlaws. Is it Outlaws?
The Outlaws.
So
They wanted to expand into Canada, okay? And there was so many other biker gangs that have been around in Canada also, like Popeyes, the Red Rockets.
you have
The Red Rangers.
Satan's Choice.
Satan's Choice.
And the Devil's Disciples.
Devil's Disciples, not to be mistaken by the Devil's Disciples out of Chicago.
Oh, is there a different? Okay.
They're black gangs.
So, no shit. So you have these two. Dude, what's crazy that I found out because when you first
They're rivals to the Black Pistons.
when you first told me this, are you serious?
Yeah.
Really? When you told me this, can't imagine. You think Canada, you think really clean, really.
You think clean,
happy.
nice people with dirty white tennis shoes.
That's it. But turns out bikers in Canada are huge, like big time. And it's because of the ruralness of Canada, so that they could go. Like, there's a lot of room out there to like create drugs, do what you want. There's not a lot of regulation on that stuff. So you have what happens in Montreal, and this is the other thing that I learned is that Montreal's, bro. You remember the guys in Salinas at the Fox Theater, and what was that, Planet Gemini? And we would always joke around because they would say they were from Montreal, Canada, but they talk like they were from New York. Let me tell you something, Butch.
Yeah, now I get it.
Now I get it, bro.
I didn't get it, man, because they were from Montreal.
Yeah.
And Toronto area, and then like they're Italian, but I had no idea that the olive oil spread that far.
If you ever talk to these guys, the Lane brothers in
They don't joke.
in Monterey County, they used to have a couple of clubs. Greatest guys ever, but I would always be like, these guys are in the witness protection program, because he would be like, let me tell you something, Butch.
You know what? They lived in Denver too.
They did. That's right.
The dad looked like De Niro, bro.
And these guys are Italian singers. Like, they're known. They bought these clubs, but they're known, and their money comes from being Italian singers. And so, but if you talk to him, he would be like,
They were called the Maroons.
let me tell you something, Butch. This fucking koozie walks in and starts talking to me, and I fucking gave her the back. That's how they would like talk. It was like crazy, bro.
They have the Italian festival in Monterey on lockdown. And they have bocce tournaments.
Yes, dude. And so
He
you
could
would
sing,
go.
though. Anthony could sing.
Yes, and they could sing, and you would think these guys
Those guys are
Don't sound like
very,
they're from
very
Canada.
nice people, man. Very
right,
loyal.
very
bro.
nice.
I remember a comedian, the headline there, he got arrested, bro, for warrants, and they bailed him out, and he had to work off the fucking money off. But man, they bailed him off.
Well, you got gigs
He
out of
paid the big.
it. You paid the vig. You
Bro,
get to come home.
those guys tripped me out, bro, because they went to go see Willie Barcena perform at the Tonight Show.
Right.
Willie invited them, bro. And he got to promote the club on the Tonight Show.
Hell
He was
yeah,
gonna be
bro,
there.
dope.
They were there all they were wearing suits, bro, right?
We got mentioned
So-
on TV.
So they're fucking, these fools pick me, when they're dropping me off at my house, and I live in Frogtown, bro,
Right.
right? There was a fucking, I'm sorry talking at them, there was a fucking paisas, right? Right? And they were fucking digging a hole in their backyard, and they had like a little dim light only. And those fools both look back. Okay, that's gonna be a problem over there. Hey, it's a problem solved.
So these guys are from Canada. They really are. Now because I'm reading this.
There's gangsters. I have a book that I read about the Risotto family in Canada.
Okay, so you're aware of the risotto family. Canada,
Phil Risotto.
Montreal is a great hub for crime, and it's because it's a large city. It's tucked away in the mountains, so there's rural areas everywhere for drug trafficking, all that other stuff. But it's it's only a few hours from New York City.
They fought to keep their language French there.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And it's French Canadian. The Risottos also were considered like the fifth family or whatever. They were nicknamed like the fifth family. So this is a crime seated area that actually got worse in the 60s because most of Quebec was controlled by a conservative party for the longest time. And in the 60s, it switched from being like crazy conservative to crazy liberal. And
What was it like when it was conservative there?
it was French. It's always been French.
No, when it was conservative, what couldn't you do?
Well, it just was there a lot stricter laws. So like,
You didn't see too many long hairs then.
no,
Man.
bro, you don't see a lot of people with long hair. You don't see a lot of people with talking about like rights for citizens, stuff like that. You also have stricter laws on things like drug trafficking, and so it creates a place that's not too friendly for criminals. And then you look at you look at liberal cities, there's problems because there's a little bit more of a leniency there. So as Quebec turns more liberal, then motorcycle clubs start popping up, and we're talking like, bro,
What year did the motorcycle club popped up in Quebec or Montreal?
we're talking around 1958
Damn, late.
is when they start popping up. By around 1972, there's 355 MCs throughout the area, and the two largest crews are going to be the Popeyes and the Satan's Choice. So what starts to happen is that the Outlaws come first. The Outlaw Motorcycle Club
We
comes.
did one on the Outlaws already.
And we already did one on the Outlaws. So the Outlaw Motorcycle Club comes out.
They're expanding, huh?
They want to expand. They start talking to the Satan's Choice guys and the Devil's Disciples, and they're like, "What's up? We want to like start
Line.
We start running drugs through you and stuff like that."
This is what year? These years you're talking about are like the 70s, right?
Right.
60s, so we're talking about heroin, right?
Yes.
So this is very interesting because this also relates to what I read in that Phil Risotto book, and this is all tied up to the heroin from the French Connection, huh?
Yes. Well, wow. That's actually, you're right. And that's the thing is they start to pull the heroin from the French Connection.
They were shipping it north from New York, huh?
They're shipping it north from New York through the and this is the tie with the mafia, because the mafia is starting to have connections with the Risotto family. The Risotto family start getting involved with the Hells Angels. And when we're talking about bikers here, we're not talking about American bikers with like long hair and they're all grizzly and fucking yellow teeth and a fucking knife on the side. Like the bikers in Montreal and in Canada are a different breed of person. They used to be like that, but you know when criminal organizations started to take over, the biker clubs in Canada become more sophisticated. There's more money involved. They're not just talking about running crank and fucking backpack.
It was just like we were talking about that movie, the motorcycle riders, when these guys wanted to be like the guys that just be bikers on the weekends and get fucked up and get into fights in town.
The beer drinkers versus the pot smokers.
And the one we're talking about, man, you're the ones that came out of Vietnam, man, and they had no future. They had PTSD.
Right.
All they could do is be gangster.
Right.
And be a criminal.
Yeah, and just to go back a little bit from our past episodes, the biker culture comes from World War I, World War II, when there was a competition to put motorcycles out in war zones, and Harley Davidson kind of won that competition because they offered the military motorcycles, but they also offered to train every soldier that had a motorcycle how to work on one. So these guys come back, they don't have a lot of money, they get this like GI Bill, they buy a bike with it, and then they know how to work on it, and then that kind of springs forward all these MCs. And this is in America, but at the same time, they're starting to build up in Canada, and it's the same thing. And again, you have these two big groups. You have the Popeyes, which are really ruthless, and you have Satan's Choice.
They're hardcore. And the Popeyes already went to war with somebody already there.
Popeyes, dude, nobody's fucking with these guys. Even the Hells Angels have to approach them.
The last spinach.
And they're like, they're strong to the finish. So even the Hells Angels have to approach them diligently. And what happens first, though, is that the Outlaws go to the Satan's Choice and they say, we want to start running drugs with you. And so, you know, because what we're talking about is the big biker war, but there was a couple biker wars that kind of led up to it. And what happens in the first biker war is a patch over. You have the Outlaws that take Satan's Choice, and then you have the Hells Angels that come along and they want to fuck with the Popeyes. Now, this is important later on for the story because this is what causes the division eventually. So the Hells Angels start patching over the Popeyes. And at first, it's a proxy war. At first, it's just giving these organizations money to do their own thing. But at some point, the Outlaws want full control. Hells Angels want full control. So you have what's called a patch over. And I don't know if anybody's watched Sons of Anarchy, but you know what a patch over is, right? It's where you go into a gang's, like, you know, whatever club, the Popeyes, and you go, okay, you guys are now Hells Angels. Here's the fucking patches. You guys work for us now.
Yeah.
And so that's what starts to happen. And then they take hold of each territory.
So they were using Hells Angels was working with somebody already to move in traffic, narcotics from Canada and back and forth, right? In New York.
Yeah, this is like a legitimate, solid supply line from New York, from Canada to New York. They're manufacturing drugs like cocaine, crank, heroin, or they're bringing it from the French Connection in, refining it, and then they're bringing it down. And there's a total war over this at first.
Are these guys who are doing this? Because I know the mafia, like the Italian mafia, the Canadian mafia, is profiting. They're riding nice cars, big houses. What's the benefit of the bikers for this? Are they trying to be rich?
They're trying to be part of, and that's the thing, though.
And grow.
This is what separates Canadian bikers from American bikers. Canadian bikers are like, fuck that. We're not going to be middlemen. We want to be top men. And they start to push for making more money, having more territory. After the Hells Angels take over the Popeyes, what happens is this one, there's this split. The Popeyes and the Hells Angels get so huge that they decide to split. they send and they kind of fuck up everything because in doing this they send pretty much who all the guys were the Popeyes at this point. Now the Hells Angels have developed into a larger gang after they've taken over the Popeyes. They send all the Popeyes up north that are Hells Angels now. And then all the new Hells Angels are these like sophisticated, well-oiled machine guys, short hair, like, and to throw up a picture of Maurice Boucher if you can, because this guy actually is like what these bikers look like out there.
Mom Boucher.
Mom Boucher, or you could put in Mom.
He was
Boucher.
a president of the Health Angels in Canada or national president.
He was the Quebec president of the Hells Angels, and he decided that it was too big, there was too much territory for them, so he split them up, and you have these guys that go up north, and they work out of a town called Laval, and they're the northern chapter of the Hells Angels.
They're badass.
They're fucking shit up, dude. They're beating the fuck out of people. There's one guy in the group called Yves Trudeau.
He's the hitman.
And he's their hitman. He's their bomber. He's blowing up all kinds of guys. He's killing people. He's got
killing witnesses, huh?
Killing witnesses, bro. They want to wipe out a gang. They take this gang out called the I think it's called the Wolves or something like that.
They cried wolf.
They they go in and he kills all of them, bro. He blows them all up in one night, and then the rest of the gang decides to leave. So this guy is doing drugs. They're partying. Also, when they get sent money to go buy drugs to traffic down south into the East Coast of the United States, these guys like Yves Trudeau one time got $90,000 to go buy cocaine, and he did all the cocaine with his buddies in one weekend. So like these guys are partying, and
they put a hit on him.
And they put a hit on the whole gang.
That was the first one they put a hit on everybody. Had the whole hell.
They put a whole hit on the Hells Angels. This is the first time it's ever happened that they dude. The word that I kept reading in all the books was liquidation. They decided to liquidate. They were doing
a lot of unsanctioned hits that was getting the Italians mad, huh?
Right, yeah, you're right. The Italian mafia is like, you need to rein this guy in. He starts telling Maurice Boucher, the mafia starts telling Maurice Boucher, you need to reel these guys in. So they have a meeting and they decide to liquidate the entire northern chapter of the Hells Angels. And they throw this huge party, and only about 5 guys shows up. The main guy knew, huh? The main guy knew. Yves Trudeau bounces. He goes into rehab, and after rehab, he becomes state's evidence. But these 8 guys show up, 5 guys get murdered. 2 of them get forced to retire. 1 gets forced into the Southern Hells Angels. What happens, though, is after those guys are murdered, there's a guy named... Salvador Caseta and Maurice Boucher were originally in a motorcycle club called the SS, which was a skinhead motorcycle club. But by now, what did I say? I fucked up the name. Salvador Caseta says, fuck that. Brothers shouldn't kill brothers. I'm starting my own club. And him and his brother, Giovanni Caseta, start a club called Rock Machine.
Rock Machine.
Rock Machine.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, bro. That sounds like made up, or like a gang that the Ninja Turtles fight.
They grew, right?
They're huge, bro. They're like, I think they're still...
When did they start that one?
Active and current. They're huge.
When did they start?
They started in 1994. This is a gang that just started, bro, out of like someone else, like being angry, and they rolled into a massive group. And at first they were kind of cool with the Hells Angels, but what happened is that Maurice Boucher comes in and says, I want to control all the drugs in Montreal. I want to control all the drugs in fucking Quebec. And Power Machine is like, or was Rock Machine goes, nah, fuck that, bro. We control the fucking drugs. And at the same time, Hells Angels is kind of faltering. They're not, they weren't doing too great until Maurice came along and started to buckle down the group and make them a more formidable, like mafia-like group. So fucking this kind of starts a war. This kind of triggers a war. The first thing that Rock Machine does is they go and attack some like low-end biker guy that's in a club that supports the Hells Angels. There's a few attacks, and then all of a sudden the Hells Angels are like, nah, fuck that, dude. We're going to fucking go to war with these guys because they're just a small club. But the problem is that the club is like one of the leaders of the club is a member of the mafia in New York. So for a while, the Hells Angels can't do shit, bro. They're just like, fuck that. Let's not fuck with these guys. But then, and he's also like a huge supply line for Rock Machine. He gets arrested, goes to prison, disappears. It's fucking on for Rock Machine now. Fucking the Hells Angels go after Rock Machine. But Rock Machine...
Who did Rock Machine hook connect with? What other gang?
That's the thing
Banditos?
is Rock Machine goes, you know what? We're going to start... like, they can't do it on their own, so they connect with these two guys this group of guys called the Peltier clan. And then, let's see.
Didn't they become Bandito or something?
They align with the Banditos, and they start to, like... They formed this group called the Alliance to Fight the Angels, which is the fucking gayest name in the world. But, I forgot about this one, bro. The Dark Circle. Do you remember reading about the Dark Circle? Yeah. And it was a group of... So, at the beginning of this war, there's a few guys they fight, which is the Banditos, the Peltier clan, and then a group called the Dark Circle. And for a while, they don't know what the Dark Circle is. It's just a group of guys that own...
Focus on his eyeballs.
That own businesses. On my eyeballs?
So the Dark Circles.
So anyway, it's these guys that are like just business owners, and they make moves, and they're also against the Hells Angels because they're just sick of all the violence. And there's battles, man. And honestly, dude, we could spend 2 hours talking about the amount of battles that went on between these guys in like a matter of 4 years. This is the deadliest, bloodiest biker war in the history of biker wars. There's 160...
Hells Angels against the Rock Machine?
Hells Angels versus Rock Machine, 160 deaths, over 300 injuries.
They killed a kid, huh?
So this is what kind of closes it off, man, is they kill this kid. The kid's name? Oh,
the biker war.
Sorry. So the Hells Angels go to blow up a Rock Machine's car. Next door to where the car is a park full of kids. The car explodes, and the shrapnel from the car, one of them hits an 11-year-old boy. I wrote down his name, dude, because I think it was like Daniel DeRoche dies from this. And then now the public is fucking losing their mind. They're like, now there's an outcry for something to do. Meanwhile, man.
They have been killing each other for days.
And the reason why it's been happening and let it happen is because there's so much corruption in Montreal. Like, the corruption is out of control. Like, it's so funny, bro, because I didn't know any of this was going on. And all of us think of Canada as this, like, really, really put together place that doesn't have a lot of crime. But we're also talking about, like, high-end police corruption, like fucking the chief of police, and we're talking like people in government and stuff like that. So this thing goes on forever. Finally, the fucking the public starts to lose their mind. This is my favorite part, bro. This is the best ending to all of this. They start to talk about legislation that brings the RICO Act into what we have as the RICO Act. They don't have that in Canada. They start talking about doing it. All the crime syndicates in Canada get together and put pressure on Rock Machine and Hells Angels, and they're like, you guys better fucking come up with something because we're all about to get fucked right now. So Rock Machine. So the mob forces Rock Machine and Hell's Angels to come up with a truce, and they do. They decide to have a truce, and they decide to bring in cameras and press, and they do it at the most famous strip club in Montreal, and they fucking. This is my favorite part, man. Is that titties solve everything.
Titties.
This just so they all have a truce. They decided like they're partying with each other, dude. They're drinking, they're hugging each other, high-fiving. Bro, an 11-year-old kid died. 160 people have died. 300 people injured. And these guys just go, you know what? Let's just go have some beers and titties and fucking let's call it a day.
A truce.
And that's it. That's it. That's how it kind of ends. I mean, it doesn't necessarily
It's
end
like
after
when you're
that.
a kid, bro. You know, you make peace. You go to a bouncy house.
Bro, come on, dog. What's gonna, you know what I mean? If me and you were fighting and a fucking pair of titties walks in, we're gonna be like, let's hold on for a moment here and embrace this
It
moment.
all depends, bro. There can't be no long ones, bro. Or they have hair.
It can't be like beltline titties.
It can't be like a nipple with another nipple growing on it.
Yeah. Okay, all right. But yeah,
It's funny. I always thought the Quebec War was the Canadian banditos. Is there Canadian banditos?
yes. So that's the thing is that the banditos.
What? They're from Quebec.
I think
you
they're
look it
from,
up?
I think they're originally from Texas, but they work their
We're
way
usually
up.
from Texas, but I want to know
Right.
they made it to Quebec too.
Well, here's what happens is that the banditos now have control over everything. I'm sorry, the banditos do not have control over everything. The banditos help Rock Machine and all this, but the banditos relented.
So Outlaw helped too.
They gave back. The Outlaws helped the Rock Machine because fucking if anything, I don't think the Outlaws were involved in this at all because the Outlaws had been kicked out of Quebec long before.
This is like previous before.
Yes. Because that's the thing is this is the Great Biker War. There's the first Biker War that happened before that, but that's actually the second Biker War. There's a whole Biker War that happened way, way before that. What?
What
Well,
year?
the
Yeah.
Outlaws did. To 2007. Okay. Are you talking about the Banditos? And then they gave up their control to the Hells Angels, correct? Yes.
Yeah.
They like literally were like, all right, guys, here's
Here's the keys.
the keys to the city. We no longer like control this area.
So how much time they give that Mons Boucher? They got him for
Maurice Boucher.
racketeering and everything, huh?
Does it say how long he got?
They got him for racketeering and everything, right?
They got him for racketeering. They got him for embezzling. He had like so many, Maurice Boucher came from a pretty fucked up place.
Was
Like
he riding a motorcycle too, like a biker? Yeah, he was.
he was a
right?
biker guy, but what's
He was,
weird
he
is
was
that
crazy, huh?
he looks like a fucking like
He was a bad guy in Beverly Hills Cop.
basically, bro. He looked like he could be your like a librarian or like something. 3 life sentences. Yeah, I mean the guy did a lot of bad stuff. He wasn't, and he didn't come from a good place. He grew up in a really, really fucked up home where his dad was in construction, and was part of the Montreal Mafia. And he would beat him, and he would get drunk, and he would fuck him up, and like so, like to him, violence was just part of life, you know. And
I was born for this.
organized crime was just part of life. I was born for this. So, you know, and it's the thing, man, is like it's a weird thing to me because I just didn't know any of this was happening. I remember very much being alive in 1995, 96. That's when I graduated.
There's a book out, right, just based on the Quebec wars between them. That I used to have. I read like half of it and I stopped.
The Road to
reading
Hell.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember that they did put out a hit on them because there was in a book, there was actually photos of those bikers that were unalived.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That the interesting to me, the most interesting thing was the proxy wars before that came along. Was the how the Outlaws went and were giving money to the Satan's Choice, and then the Hell's Angels were giving money to the Popeyes at first, and it was just they were just giving them money to fight each other, and then eventually the Outlaws took over, and then the Hell's Angels came in and took over.
That's the way war works, bro.
Yeah, well, just the
you saw your weapons to both sides.
Right.
You make money off both sides.
Well, and that's what's interesting
So
to me
one
is that
side
we
can't
do that
pay
now.
no more, and you're like, you know what, man? You still haven't paid her for the last 10,000 missile, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then we hold sanctions against that person. Like we hold the profits, and then when we decide when to get the profits back, we give it back to them, and then people start crying. They're giving them $100 million. Well, that was always their money. We just kept it from them.
Right. Oh my God, dude, that's hilarious. That's true,
We
dude.
just kept it from them, and we got the interest all these years. But when we give it back to them, we just give it back to them with no interest.
With no interest.
We made the interest.
And then they're happy to get
we
their money back.
We fucking borrowed and loaned that money out.
We made
You know what? When people say that when we're talking, I know it's off subject, but like there's been a lot of talk about if I run for president, I'm not gonna tax you for your tips.
Right.
But everybody does now, right?
Everybody does, yeah.
But that's there's something new.
Right, yeah. Well, some places don't even tip anymore.
Some people say that why should you tax this person for a tip of something that was already tipped, already paid
it's
taxes?
already paid taxes on.
So you already paid. So you got paid. This guy's arguing. Well, you pay your taxes, right? And you saw that they took your taxes out. So now you have a tax-free cash on you.
Right.
But then you give it to this person for their service. Now they get taxed on that dollar.
Right.
That dollar is going taxed all the way around to it, and it comes back with zero, huh?
Right. Absolutely. Everybody wants a chunk. That's the thing is that
My argument is those people are this, bro. You like walking around in a city where there's cement, a city where you pass by a door that's open, you feel AC.
right. Yeah.
You like walking around and you hearing the ambulance or the fucking the cops chasing somebody, or you see a helicopter chasing somebody. You know what that is? Those are your tax dollar as fucking working.
That's exactly what it is.
You don't pay taxes. You know what you hear? Nothing. Why? Because people are getting murdered in silence.
Yeah.
There's no fucking help. Bridges are falling down. Bro.
Right. Right. It looks like I don't know if you ever been to a third world country, but
Yeah, bro.
That's
but
what-
it only goes like the border. At Tijuana, and
Yeah.
I don't go
I
all
was
the
gonna
way
say
in.
Tijuana is a fine example of your tax dollars not going to work. You know, if you look at the streets, if you look at the road, you know, like you look at Mexico. A lot of Mexico's problems is straight up corruption. You know, and that's the thing is that it's not going. Your tax dollars are not going to work. And
Well, Mexico just finally started a social security program,
that's amazing.
and that's coming from a socialist country.
Right.
There are two types of socialist countries over there. Like, there's one party which is a Green Party, and they're about they're more about regulations. Like in Mexico City, there was so much smog, so the Green Party was the party that won. They said no more smog, so you could only drive on Fridays and Mondays. The rest of the week, you know, catch a bus or catch a ride with somebody.
Right.
And Ray could only drive on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I could drive. And that's the way it worked under the Green Party. But then the Red Party came in, and the Red Party in Mexico is more like, they're conservative and liberal, but they're more like, hey, man, they're more of the workers' party, you know. They're more more socialist.
Right.
They're like, hey, you gotta work, we all gotta work. Hey, fuck the smog. We all gotta work, we gotta eat.
Right.
And everybody has to have a job. And
Right.
yeah, man, we're gonna clean up the city because we're gonna hire somebody to fucking sweep every day with our tax dollars.
Right. So, and that's the thing.
That's the Red Party.
Right. How long was the Green Party in control? Do you know?
In Mexico City, not for that long, you know.
But they were in control for a minute.
Yeah, they control air, so it was fucking clean. Mexico was clean, bro.
It was clean for a minute.
Bro, that's good ass air.
That's the thing is that because we can't even vote our Green Party in. We've never been able to vote our Green Party in, and it's interesting to me.
But they're all part of the same party, but they broke up. They're broken up in little pieces.
It's more secular than it is here.
Yeah,
so there's more parties than just
the
the
president
Democrats
now
and
is Morella. I think he's more of which is what's helping out in Mexico. They're getting a world. They never had a middle class, and they have a middle class because of the other party.
No
one
shit.
That stays in, man, we got no more regulations. When there's more regulation, that's when more American companies come in and go, you know what, over here in the United States, they're getting pissed off because sriracha smells everywhere. And then Mexico's like, hey, you know what, bro, when you want to bring sriracha over here, the motherfuckers don't care.
We don't give a fuck.
They'll have motherfuckers walking over. But it's better
with red faces.
Who's wrong? Who's right? I don't know, man. That's when you gotta vote this November. What's up, everybody? History for Fools. We got the maestro. You got more to share, bro, about this Quebec?
No, I think that was all I had, man. I mean,
one thing I wanted to add about Quebec and the French side of Canada is it's always been like since the beginning of Canada has been ruthless because. If you think about all the people that were like back then fighting off Indians and in that area were all French people.
Right.
They were big fur trappers.
Yes.
Yes. And their French is more like wah, 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 wah.
Right.
Not like over there in real Paris.
Right. It's a different accent.
Oh, in Canada, more like the grunting like a bear.
They are. You're right. That is true. That's definitely. It's a weird thing too, man, because like they faced a separatist movement there for a minute, where like they tried to separate themselves to a different country.
Hey.
And it feels like you're in a different country when you're in French Canada. It feels so fucking different than the other rest of Canada.
Wasn't there a Latino guy in Canada that trying to be a Hell Danger told him no, and then he went on to join the Outlaws or something?
Yes, I don't know that story, but when I was reading this story, I
read it on YouTube.
Mentioned. He was a bodyguard. That guy was the bodyguard for one of the bigger Hells Angels until they let him in.
What do you want to do next week, bro? Give everybody a chance to catch up.
You want to do the 18th Street?
Yes, man. There's a book called The Tax Collector based on the 18th Street gang, the Colombians' little cycles. So we're going to talk about that and how when they were actually collecting taxes.
I love this story.
It was big news, bro. We'll find clips of it from Channel 5. History for Fools. And then after that, we're going to jump off, and I wish we had more time, bro, because they're going to open up the Menendez case again.
Maybe we could do a revisit of the Menendez case where we could go over
because
and
a lot
talk
of
about
the people, like the woke people, the woke and the people who are like the new generation with more sensitive needs.
Yes.
They're more thinking about that these people are actually child molested, bro.
This is a big...
They're going to deal with that.
Yeah.
And also the Menendez brothers are really pissed off that they're portrayed like that.
I am too.
Because they still feel they're going to get out and try to be normal people in the streets.
I am too. I'm on the side of the Menendez brothers myself. After reading...
You were part of the band Pozole, right? You were touched.
Because I was in the band Pozole, and even though they didn't touch you, they touched me. So I had to go through all the stuff that they went through as well. But really, when I read what they were going through and what had happened, bro, would you watch their fucking testimony?
The real testimony or the actors?
The real testimony. When you watch Eric give his testimony and Lyle sit there and try to hold back tears, I'm sorry, bro. Like, I know victims. I do know people that are victims of that. And I can tell you that I don't think these guys were lying, bro. I do not think these guys were lying.
I'm not narcissist.
Sure.
But if I was a kid and somebody would have lifted my shirt up or pants me, I would get really embarrassed. And I probably would have killed somebody.
Right.
But if a family member does it, it's an extra anger, bro.
Right.
Like, okay, I'm already insecure. My dad molested me. I'm already insecure about going bald.
Right.
And my mom knows I'm winning an argument, and she just passes by and takes my hair off and throws it across the room.
Bro, that was such a
and
hard
the
part
dog grabs it up, bro. And I'm looking at her like the fucking
She knew.
like Fire Marshal Bill, all
She
mad.
knew. And this guy wasn't just pinching his, or just like pinching his son's
He
butt.
said 100 times.
Or like grabbing him by the balls and being like, you need to use these. No, this dad was graping his son. He was entering him with his
You
body
were there.
part. And I was there. You were there, man. But I just feel like, okay, no, I was not there. But if
The
that's
views
the
shared
truth,
by Butch Escobar are not the views of History for Fools or What's Up Fool Podcast.
right? Totally, not at all. These are my views. But if that really happened to that guy, yeah, bro, I'm good
It's
with what
sad.
happened. Yeah, it's fucking sad. It's fucked up. I'm interested. I think we should revisit that as well because I think
Man, that reminds me of this line of this movie called Moonrise Kingdom, and these two little kids escape, bro. They learn love. They escape from summer camp, and then when they finally catch the daughter, she's all mad because she misses her little boyfriend. And her mom was trying to take a shower at her, and then she goes, she's trying to kill her, tell her daughter whatever she did was stupid, right? Whatever, but the girl's smart. And then she looked at her mom and goes, "You could only push a person so far before they break." Then she goes, "You just say that to get me mad. I'm trying to get you mad."
yeah.
Then she calls her. Then she calls up the mom having an affair with somebody. She goes, "I seen you playing around with that stupid man." Bah!
Oh,
Like they push you, bro.
right. Yeah. You can only get pushed so far.
You're lucky.
You're lucky.
History for Fools. Butch Escobar right here about to go kill his parents.
Yeah, I'm go. They're already dead. But anyway, and I didn't kill them. Well, my dad's still alive. What am I talking about? My dad's still alive.
You're next.
Hi, Dad.
You better dig a hole and hide.
Yeah, don't worry, Dad. I'm fine.